Well, the tour continues. Welcome to District Attock and welcome this morning to village Khura Khail. So Khura Khail, can I say Khura Khail? Sometimes people got it Khura Khail, which is not a nice thing to say sometimes. It's a village which is sandwiched in between Ghari Mathani and Mansar, up on the banks of the River Indus. And as you can see, okay, these are some of the local streets. It's very modest. Majority of people that live here are involved in agriculture. And as we enter a very modest abode of one of the locals here. As you see, out in the United Kingdom, we do not normally think of these things. And we almost take it as automatic, almost as an entitlement to things such as clean water. So look at this home here. So this is the water pump, okay, in the home. As you can see, look, pipes are broken, it needs development. And the reason it's like this is because it's disconnected, I've just been told. See, it's important to have information at the correct time. If you do not have information at the correct time, what you say will not be correct. So it's actually reconnected here. So it's reconnected there, and the bore, or should I use a more simple word like the well? The water well, it's actually in adjoining property, and it's all connected up so the family can have water. So as you can see, it's very simple abode. There's one room on my right hand side. Okay, it looks like the kitchen is over there alongside the bathrooms. And then on my left hand side, let's go and have a look. And the drainage system. So that's the main gate, and as you walk through the main gate, okay, it's concreted, semi-bricked, and it's quite tough. And then you have the drainage system. Here's the water just flows along, and you have the natural ground, which is really lovely. And in today's climate, okay, you can feel the coolness off the actual ground, which is quite unreal, really. And then you've got it semi concreted. But check this. When it rains, because it's natural and semi-concreted, you have to get to the other side of the house. So as you step over, look, here's some temporary stepping stones to keep you dry. Jump. Oh, that's a big step. Oh, bigger one, bigger one, bigger one, bigger one, bigger one. Oh, and I managed to hit all the stepping stones as I go back to the other side of the garden. And look at this. Okay, from the top of the roof, okay, it's almost like, my God, Mughal type of era, and the main doors, okay, to the other room at the bottom of the house. So as I remove its little veil, look at this. God, I'm not sure how old this wood is. And it's locked. Look at that. And on the other side here, look, we have a temporary building which is not being used at the moment. It's almost nomadic, like you see in the middle of the deserts. So when it's sunny, you find shade. If you look at the material, it's made of like simple, at the same time very sturdy. Look, bamboo. Isn't that nice? And the family knew here that I was visiting Pakistan, so they've had something specially waiting for me, and it's one of the reasons I've come here. Again, it's just showing dignity and honour and respect to a guest. And these things are inside their blood systems. It just runs through their cells. It's just the way it is. They will feed you, they will provide drinks for you, they will ask you to take rest, okay? Whether you're hungry or you need nutrition or you do not need nutrition is not in their book. It's just you have to eat or drink under their circumstances. and their rules. So I've learned a few tricks and tips, okay, to get out of that sometimes. But look, they've been keeping this waiting for me all of this time. So let's go and have a look. So they have been waiting for me to come and pick up or harvest the last piece of fruit from this tree. And if you go to the bottom, here it is. Isn't that just a wonderful gesture? May not mean a lot to a lot of people. However, just doing something from your heart, just doing it with pure love, just doing it because you want to please someone, because you want to make someone smile. They say one of the biggest gifts that you can give to someone else is that you make them happy. The gesture, whether it's small or big, doesn't really matter, but you just do something that brings goodness and happiness to their lives. I have a question. What have you done recently to make someone happy? I have more questions. When's the last time you did it? Will you take action now to do something different? Assalamu alaikum. Assalamu alaikum. Tabi theek nahi ji. So, just bumping into a complete stranger, sending peace and blessings and getting them by return as well. What did someone do for you that made you happy? Will you take action to do something now to make someone else happy? The smallest gesture, giving them your last Rolo. Do you remember the advert? The last Rolo. Giving somebody a break, opening the door for them, saying thank you. Research shows lots of people do not say thank you. Absolutely amazing. We have a random game of marbles going on in the street with local kids. Oh, and he's missed. Oh, there you go, we have another capture player. Oh, there you go, look, oh, look, marbles. Marbles. More marbles. Oh, here we go. Random kids playing marbles. Oh, he's missed as well. Oh, they're all missing. Come on, man. Come on, where are the world champions? Oi, there you go, smashed them all straight out of the ring. Look at that. Oh, wow. Look, the kids are just playing on the drainage system. There you go. Oh, he's missed again. Oh, and it's gone straight into the gutter. He just shakes it off and just carries on as normal. Here we go. Oh, he's missed as well. Look, forgot where I was. I've walked out onto them and there's a wedding going on. And look at this. The street is completely blocked. That was interesting. All of a sudden, there's a wedding in the main guest house on the main road. Suddenly there's chaos in comparison to this street here. Aha. We suddenly have quietness and somebody on a motorbike and on the mobile phone. And look at this, in quite a modest area, suddenly we have a lovely home. It probably belongs to someone that lives out in the Western world, who has built himself or herself a very nice home in the middle of a village. Because lots of people that are originally from Khura Khail provide. Lots of people from Khura Khail, although this is their domain, this is their village, this is their birthplace, they go and work in places like Dubai and Qatar, Hong Kong, out in the Middle East, lots of them in Saudi Arabia, and there's local stories about lots of people that are working currently in Qatar for the World Cup, and it's getting a little bit and from there, places of work, they will send money back home, so to speak, to invest in their own families and in their village. And one of the big signs is they start building a home. Oh, and the smell of the open drains is, it's overpowering. So as I was interrupted or welcomed by a whole group of people, I just put the phone down. So I was just saying, there's lots of people from the village that are working out in other countries. They have employment there, they're sponsored out there as well. Some of them will end up like selling their land or selling their property, or even the women folk, okay, selling their gold in order to get a deposit and get the money together so they can file an application form for employment, and then the whole cost of accommodation and the visa and traveling into foreign lands is very, very costly. But one of the greatest qualities that people of Pakistan have, I believe, from villages like this, is they work extremely hard. They're honourable, they have trust, and they're willing to grind and work hard for years and years in order for their children to be educated in a better way, in order to generally provide for their families. Oh, I keep saying it. Oh, the smell is just, it's just so overpowering. Oh, I'm gonna hit a little bit more of an open area, which where the smell has reduced for a little while because it's more open air and it's more fresher fields. But look what I've just found. I just found 20 meters away, and it looks like I've got a guest arriving. Oh, and he's run off as well. So look, some people will call it shit. But if you change the context, it's a dung heap, and this will remain here a little while, and then they will either feed it to the fields or use it for fuel. Okay, they'll dry it up, they will slap it up on the walls. Like, I don't want to use the word, right? I was going to say chapatis, but that sounds terrible. Okay, they make it into a round shape, smack it on the walls, it dries, and then they'll use it in the tandoor, or they'll use it as fuel to kindle a fire, etc., etc. So look, a great way of, or look, there's loads of them. And on my right hand side, look, we have open fields that go for miles and miles and miles. And in this particular little area, the houses are made of bricks and stone. Whilst in the middle of the village, there's a mixture between old mud and clay,